Today, I'm talking about three different ways, three different words to respond to criticism. Now, here's what happens when you think about criticism, it shows up everywhere. It shows up whether you are performing something, whether you're doing your job. Maybe criticism shows up when you post something that is semi controversial on social media, or when you do what I'm doing right here and you go live, or you write a book, or you give a presentation. Now, criticism shows up in all kinds of different ways. So first, just to frame this live right here or this playback, is I want you to think about, where does criticism show up in your life? Is it in your job? Is it something that you do? Where does criticism show up? Is there something that you're putting heart and soul into? Or is there just something that you're just dialing in, but you're getting criticism? Maybe it's even as a parent and you're getting criticism as a parent. So first of all, think about where criticism shows up. Now, criticism shows up three different ways. Then there's going to be three different common responses, and then there's going to be three magical ways to respond. So I'm going to give you three sets of three. So this is something I do write about, and it's all over elsewhere, and I'd love for you to share this with other people as well, because really I found this to be magic in my own life, and would love for it to be magic in your life. So first of all, how does criticism show up? Criticism shows up in three different primary ways. First of all, it shows up in received criticism. So here I am on LinkedIn, here I am on Facebook, different social media platforms, and I might get someone who sends me a DM or makes a comment on YouTube, and they says, that was awful, I can't believe blah, 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 blah. So it's received criticism. So in other words, I'm not just wondering what people are thinking about so-and-so, actually put it in the comments of what they were thinking. It's interesting, on social media, you're going to see a lot more of that kind of bold criticism than you will get in real time, and to your face. So criticism can be received. This might be from your parent, this might be from your kids, this might be from whoever. So you're receiving criticism. The second type of criticism is where it is personal. This is us looking at ourselves going, man, I did awful. So a lot of times when I'm working with clients, they'll listen back to their presentation. They'll be, man, I did this and this and this. This is what I didn't like. I can't believe I came across like that. I am so criticism. So it's a personal criticism. We all do this to some degree, unless you're a narcissist, but you ultimately have some degree of personal criticism. So what type of personal criticism do you level towards yourself? Be aware of that. So you got received, you got personal, and then you have perceived. Now, this is by and far the biggest way that we think about criticism and we get criticism coming our way. It's perceived. In other words, here I am doing this live. I'm like, oh, you know what? I wonder if people think I am this, or I wonder if people think I am that. And so in that moment, I'm perceiving that you don't like this about me. Oh, I just wore a white shirt today. I think they probably feel like this isn't as professional as it could be. So I'm perceiving, I'm reading your nonverbal, I'm reading the scenario, I'm reading the likes, I'm reading the views, and I'm perceiving something from that. By and far, most of the criticism that we think comes into our life is perceived. When it's received, we often can look at that and go, okay, they actually said it. I actually got it. They actually wrote it. So it's true criticism on their part. Personal, yeah, well, I think that about me. So it's true on our part. Perceived is one of those ones where we don't know if it's true or not. And even in our personal, mood can vary it. And also received criticism can be changed as well. So we got all this kind of criticism. Now, I want you to think, in terms of your communication, where are you getting criticism from? Do you just personally not like what you're doing in your communication? Or maybe when you look at your communication, is it something that someone has said about you? Or in terms of your public speaking, your communication, it's something that you perceive. Whenever you talk, you perceive that people tune out. Okay, that's our criticism. So we're getting criticism from three different sources. And maybe in the future, I'll do another live stream where I unpack those even in greater detail. What do we do with criticism? Well, there's common ways that we respond. Three common ways is we often will fight it. Well, you don't like me? Well, I don't like you. We fight it. Two is we just flee from it. So if you think about different ways that we respond in communication, this is aggressive, this is passive. And the third one is where we just feel it. We just go, oh, I'm just such a loser. They don't like me. I'm just not good. And so we perceive that criticism. We then feel it, and then we just feel sorry for ourselves and throw ourselves a little pity party. So I want to give you a different way to respond to criticism, and this is what I call filtering criticism. I'm going to give you the three magical words. I do write about this. I do coach on this. I do have all over places where I talk about this, but I'm going to give you these three magical words. You ready? Here's the three magical words to respond to criticism. I reject that because I appreciate it about myself. I accept that it's valid. I'm improving that. Valid, but I'm doing something about it. Those are the three magical words, the three magical sentences that you can use to respond to criticism and really build your confidence instead of letting whatever type of criticism destroy it. Let me unpack that. So first of all, you reject it because you appreciate it. So you say, Mike, you know what? You got to do something different with your hair. I just absolutely hate your hair. It's got gray all over it. I go, oh, you know what? Hey, I get that you don't like my hair, but you know what? I actually like my hair. I like the gray. It makes me feel wise. It makes me feel seasoned in life. It shows my age. And so because I appreciate it, I'm not taking on the received, perceived, or personal criticism because I actually like it about myself. This happens with my books. Sometimes people will say something like, that book didn't have such and such in it. I'm like, well, you know what? I have grounded reason to appreciate my book. It sold 50,000 copies, the first one. It's helped this, it's been translated. I've had people call me from my book saying how it changed their life. So I have grounded reason to appreciate that about myself. Going back to my hair, my wife likes my hair. So I've grounded reason to appreciate my hair. Now, let's say you just get super critical and you don't like my response. You don't like that I rejected your feedback about my hair. And so you go on and you say, well, you're balding. And I go, oh, okay, it's true. I am balding. I am balding. And so here's how I'm going to respond to that criticism. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to go, you know what? I wish it wasn't true, but I accept it. Now, these are the magical words. The first one is, well, I appreciate that about myself. The second one is, I accept that about myself. And just go, you know what? It's true. Fair point. You notice something about me, and I'm okay with that. And it takes away the power. This is like practicing verbal judo, where someone levels a criticism at you, and you go, "Yeah, true, I got it." And then the third word, the third magical word you could use is improve. You know what? That's valid. I'm not accepting about that about myself. I'm actually doing something about it. So even a while back, I gained a little bit of weight. I know that just happens like in life, right? And I was like, oh man. Someone's like, man, you put on weight. You know, great friends will often give you some great criticism, encouragement. They use those words together. I was like, that's a valid point, and I'm doing something about it. So I'm training for this marathon. I was running 3 miles this morning. It's my short day for running, and I'm doing something about it. In other words, hey, it's fair, but I have a plan to change that. So criticism is going to come your way. You're going to present your ideas. You're going to speak up in a meeting. You're going to be in an interview and you're going to respond to a question. Or you're going to get up there and you're going to challenge someone else's ideas. And whatever way that that criticism comes, I want you to be armed and equipped to speak with confidence and to use these three magic words: appreciate, accept, and improve. That's how you turn critics into catalysts. Those three words. And that's it for today. And we'll check back on a future live stream, future clip with you later.